This is RadioFire.com, breaking news and entertainment right now. I go by the name of Diamond K. Thank you for joining me. Now, if you have a news story or a tip you want to send us, do it via social media at Radio on Fire at The Diamond K Show, or email yourradioonfire@gmail.com. Now, I want to talk about a police officer. Now, I've met a lot of police officers. Most of them have been actually good. Some, not so good. But the one I want to talk about right now is making a complete fool of himself. This one particular Sheriff David Clarke, 59 years old, of Milwaukee County, Wisconsin. So, he's kind of a hick. All right, but he's black though, so it's kind of weird. Now, let's give you some background on him before we talk about what's going on with him right now. He's serving his fourth full term as sheriff. So where he is, they actually elect and vote for the sheriff, right? He started his law enforcement career way back in 1978. He was walking the beat, did that whole thing for about 11 years, made detective, moved his way up, and became sheriff. So he is a registered Democrat, but he's a Democrat only because in that area it is heavy Democrat. He runs his whole campaign life, his everything. He moves like a Republican. He's on all the conservative shows, Fox News. He is heavy Donald Trump. Like, you remember Samuel L. Jackson's character in Django Unchained? That's this guy, all right? And so he's very critical of the Democrats in Milwaukee, and frequently goes to the Republican events. He's speaking out. He's usually seen on horseback with a cowboy hat on, right? He wants to be in the good old boys network, right? But I got news for you. Sheriff David Clarke, you're black. They're just looking at you as a wannabe, as a Uncle Tom. And, you may not be an uncle, but you know what I mean. All right. So, as I said, heavy support of Donald Trump, speaking at all of the Republican type of things. So, in the latest controversies that's been going on with this police brutality, police killing unarmed citizens, armed citizens, that whole thing, he's been speaking very negatively about Black Lives Matter. And what's so crazy, so many crazy things about this guy, but the one thing that I want to zoom in on is that he said there is no data to support the fact that police officers across the country treat white, suspects and black suspects any different. He says it's the same across the board. I thought that was crazy. A lot of data to support otherwise. He said the Black Lives Matter is a hate group. It's anti-police. I don't see how he can say that. He says that President Obama is a liar when he says that black suspects, citizens are twice as likely to be shot and killed by the police as white people. He said that's just an utter lie. And so, I'm trying to figure out, is it that police officers, generally speaking, just have a blind eye to things? It's like, I heard somebody say this, and I think that it's very relevant. A guy, we don't understand the plight that women go through just in your everyday life. Cat calls and just people just talking to you crazy. That doesn't happen to us in the same capacity. So when women talk about it, we can't understand it. It just doesn't make sense to us because we haven't seen it. So I'm trying to give some police officers the benefit of the doubt who say things like this, because Sheriff David Clarke is not the only police officer that's in denial about this. And I'm thinking maybe it's because they don't see, but then when you think about it, they do see because they're officers. He walked the beat, he knows, and any guy like this is going to treat, he's one of those type that the black cop, you say the black cop is worse than the white one. He's one of those type that's worse than the white cop. Like, he goes out of his way to just belittle the, just black suspects, citizens, whatever you want to call it.